Hello, hello, hello. We are back. Okay. Hope you're all having a good one today. We will be playing Forge Guard. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into it. Hope you're all having a good one today. Forge Guard level 76. We are on level 90 monos. We might actually be reaching empowered monoliths tonight. I'm excited about that. Hey, Air Dragon, how's it going? Sparky the Waffle Dog, forever in our hearts. Oh. It's a waffle invasion. Yeah, it is. Okay. How you doing, Air Dragon? How are you doing today, Air Dragon? You got, you get more of the crazies calling you at work? You get half an hour of time to yourself today. A rare treat this week. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Way to go, man. So what are you doing with that half hour? Now let's go ahead and get into it. Work is still not blasting the crazy. Oh. Hey, what up, Steve? How you doing today, man? When do you think the crazies are going to start getting blasted? Like with your new 32-inch 4K monitor. That's what I'm talking about. Hola. How you been, Steve? Over on YouTube? Soon, because if it does not slow down soon, they get the bullets. Hey, what up, Renda G, with the PJ dance? Or should I say Rindag 85? Oh my gosh. Doing good. How about you? I'm doing great, Steve. Thank you for asking. Curious if you're going on any more trips. So when I first saw it, I thought it was Run to Gas, not Run to... Yeah, you're going to Myrtle Beach next week. It's a hard life, right? You know, you gotta go to Myrtle Beach. Run to Gas. I don't know. So Rinda's handle is Rinda G85, but what people have been saying is Rindag. Run to Gas is that's a new one for me. Like I'll raid somebody and then she'll like drop them a follow or say hi or something in the chat. And they'll be like, "What's up, Rindag?" Old habit from delivery driving. I always try to make it into a phrase. Oh, that makes sense. Yo, so Steve, how long are you gonna be in Myrtle Beach, man? Just a one-day layover? You doing any sightseeing? Hey, what up, Spook Rosa? How's it going? We just got started. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, this week it's fly in Monday, Tuesday meeting, fly home. What, you fly back on Tuesday, like same day? Yeah, Rosa, it's going well. No time for sightseeing. You fly back that day. You're a busy man. Yeah, you're like, yep, pretty much. Rebuke is no good. Apparently, the damage only scales on how many hits you take, so it's horrible for boss. Oh yeah, because some bosses are attack slower. When I was looking at it, I was thinking about using it as just, the 80% damage reduction. Try and use it to buff up my stats temporarily, dodge a big, well, not dodge, but tank a big hit, that sort of thing. I was kind of excited over the prospects of like what you were saying. And I feel like something like Rebuke you would probably use for either big mobs or a boss or a really tough rare enemy. Trying out a saber-toothed Beastmaster. Okay, cool. That sounds good. So what level is the Beastmaster? Do you happen to know what the Weaver's Will is? Yes, absolutely. I will explain what Weaver's Will is to you after I complete this. I mean, I'll keep it simple right now. Equip it, wear it, and see what you get. But I'll explain it more in depth. But if that's all you needed to know, there you go. You're set. Yeah, so Rosa, Weaver's Will. So generally it has a tag of something like of the erased or something of that matter. Not always, but they do really like their erased tags when it comes to the Weaver's Will items. So Coat of an Erased Sentinel, Swaddling of the Erased, so on and so forth. You got the boots, the rain, fonts of the Erased. Anyway, when it says it has Weaver's Will, that's how many levels of affixes can go onto the item. And basically, you equip the item and you play while wearing them. And over time, you'll get these affixes, and they're completely random. You have no control over what affixes get put onto the gear. So these gloves right here, I don't remember what kind of Weaver's Will they were. But each time one of those little level ups happens, you'll get a tier of an affix. So in this case, I got a tier 7 critical strike avoidance, a tier 2 hybrid health, and a tier 1 melee attack speed. So just by doing some math, this was probably a 10 Weaver's Will, somewhere around there. And like I said, you have no control. So sometimes you can find a good one. Keep an eye out for these relics right here, because each class has their own specific Weaver's Will relic. Like this one, Code of an Erased Sentinel. All of them, you know, Erased Primalist Relic, Acolyte, whatever. They all give you a +1 to all of your skills. So the skills right here, you see how everything's 21 and not the max level of 20? Max level is 20, but they all got a 21. I actually use one of the instant legendary glyphs to get that. Oh, you use a Rune of Ascendance? Yeah. Yeah, so these can potentially be very powerful for you, especially if you get like a class skill on there. Now, you may not want to use these long term, but sometimes you can get some really powerful effects. Like I got a tier 6 lightning resistance on this one. And then on top of it, the more specific to the Sentinel, I got 25% increased armor +1 to Sentinel skills, and 21% of armor mitigation also applies to damage over time. These are actually pretty powerful on a Sentinel. I'm not going to say they're best in slot, but they help a lot because you get the +1 to your Sentinel, but also that percentage mitigation of damage over time. Sentinels classically have a hard time with dots. My gear is so good. I mean, this is really good. This is extremely good. I mean, honestly, this is extremely good. This is really good. This is whatever. This one is actually pretty usable. You know, attack speed, melee, critical strike avoidance. I say this is okay. My idols are whatever on here. I mean, this character is only level 70 something. Yeah, so Rosa, what level's your thingamabob, your Beastmaster that you're running? Still playing through the campaign? Oh, here it is. You just hit level 32. Let's go. Congratulations, man. Hollow finger. $62,000 crit. Now that was a smaller enemy, but dang. Man, we made that guy pay. I've been binging vids. Oh, you've been binging my vids. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, what do you think? Did you find anything useful out of it? A lot of my videos on YouTube, admittedly, are the live streams. because I'm also live streaming over there on YouTube. And when it comes to videos over there, like, I know what one thing is, upload every day. I work full time. I then stream 3 or 4 hours, and I just don't want to keep forcing stuff onto YouTube. I don't want to keep uploading stuff. Can you get over your skill and passive trees for this guy? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think just seeing high-level characters is nice. Hopefully your channel pops off when LE officially comes out. I'm already feeling blessed from what this game has done for my streaming. When I came to this game, I averaged maybe 2 viewers. And that would be my wife, who was a moderator in my chat, Renda G85, the true OG over here, the person who's had my back since the beginning. And then, if you want to count myself, then maybe 2.5. I would be considered a viewer on Twitch, and then just the random person every once in a while who come by my stream. I came over to this game, and I was getting viewership like almost immediately. And it was a lot of people going, hey, they wouldn't say, hey, you're an idiot, but they'd be like, hey, you might want to clean that up over there, Yeah, we're into G85 right in there with Sparky the Waffle Dog emote. Birthed from these streams, Sparky the Waffle Dog. Shout out to Air Dragon for providing the picture of Sparky the Waffle Dog. Yeah, and so, like, when I started streaming this game, I had, like, 10, maybe 15 subscribers on YouTube, and YouTube would just be random clips every once in a while. Yeah, what up, Air Dragon? And you know what? The support's just been there. If you see on YouTube, we just crossed 160 subscribers over there. Like last month, I was thanking, like at the end of December, I was thanking everybody for hitting 100 subscribers. That was a huge milestone to me, and we're already at 160, man. So, I mean, I'm already grateful for this game. If we can keep just the steady growth, yeah, let's go. If we can keep the steady growth. I mean, if we blow up, that's awesome, but I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, official release, let's go, we're going to blow up. If I could just keep that steady growth, meeting new awesome people like yourself, Spook Rosa, that's good enough for me. Having diehards like Air Dragon coming by every day going greetings and salutations, and then seeing my wife in the chat just go, what up? It's me. All right, Steve, you wanted me to go over skills. So we are playing Sentinel. We are mastered in the Forge Guard. I took 8 points in Juggernaut. I'm probably going to try and back off of Fearless a little bit. 5 points in Armor Clad. I feel like every Sentinel has to take this if you're doing melee, or just every Sentinel build probably takes this node. 5 points in Valiant Charge. We don't dip into Time and Faith. I'm just trying to generate mana other ways. And then 5 points in Blade Master. 30 points. This is debatable. I feel like it makes the build feel better, right? So far, we're 27 points into Forge Guard. We've taken Battle Hardened, Weapon Masters, Fresh from the Forge, Champion of the Forge. You deal 80%. We maxed it out. 80% increased melee damage with a two-handed weapon. 6 points in Guardian. So far, we got 3 points in Might. We've dipped into the Paladin tree. 8 points in Defiance for the elemental resistance, and 7 points in Valor for some extra health. As I get health better suited on the gear, I'm probably going to be pulling back from this. Void Knight, 8 points in Abyssal Endurance for that void and physical resistance. So far, I got 2 points in Doom Knight. I may or may not keep this here. 1 point in Void Corruption, because every point with this node, every point, including the point you took in Void Knight, counts as a 1% to your critical strike multiplier, and then 6 points in World Eater for Leech. Right now, this is our only source of Leech. I don't even think we got Leech from Shattered Chains. So for the gear, We're using a Sentinel Helm. We got 50% increased armor. That's the main highlight. We're using a critical strike, armor shred, physical damage. This is an all-around okay amulet. For our Bardiche, we got a 14% melee critical strike chance. What I wanted the Bardiche for was that huge chance to bleed on melee hit. That's very powerful. Assassin's Ivory Ring of Life. This is just a basic, you know, get some resistance, crit, strength, and health. Shattered Chains, we were able to get hybrid health on here. On this reign, I wanted the mana and mana regen. I was also able to get endurance and strength out of it. The attunement's a bonus. Swaddling of the Erase. This is where a lot of our critical strike avoidance is coming from. Plus, we got some melee attack speed and health. Blood of the Exile. Not only does it give us 30% increased movement speed, but it also means that the bleed damage, the bleed stacks last longer. That way they're not just falling off. And I'll show you why in a moment, why bleed is important. Code of the Erased Sentinel. Honestly, I'm only using this right now for the +1 to Sentinel skills and the 50% lightning resistance. I gotta find a different one. Idols, armor. We're not using Warpath. We're just taking it for the armor. Health. Cold resistance, health. Armor, health, that sort of thing. Multi-strike. You can pretty much set this up any way you want. The main thing I would do is make sure you take every node that gives you a stack of swords, right? And then take Nullify and Carve. Because what happens with multi-strike is as you're hitting enemies, you're generating stacks of swords that attack other enemies. But at max stacks, which for us is +4, if your next Void Cleave will consume that to do greater area of effect and greater damage per sword. So in this case, 15% times 4, that is 60% extra damage and area. Forge Strike right now, this kind of feels almost pointless. I took some nodes here to just give us armor and damage after using it. Forge Strike right now is probably going to end up going away. I wanted to try and use an ability that is specific only to the Forge Guard to try and give it a nice little Forge Guard spin, and it's not necessarily working out. Void Cleave, this right here, Vorpal Force. Per stack of bleed ailment that's on the enemy, per stack of, we gain melee damage per stack of bleed, 8% per stack, up to a maximum of 120% damage. So that's why it's really important to be inflicting bleed and make sure it stays there. Because when we use this Void Cleave, it'll do a ton of damage. Then we picked up some critical strike multipliers, some critical strike chance, base critical strike. I really like this node because Void Cleave can't be dodged. We took this node over here. We take Hellish Chasm, which converts the damage to fire damage, but then we also have it scale off of physical damage, so our multi-strike doesn't feel weak. Took Volatile Reversal, just all around standard Volatile Reversal setup. Took Lunge. Main things you're looking for are Call the Weak, Dawn Charge, and Unstoppable, so you're invulnerable while you're lunging. And Steve, this one is going to be for you. Let me go over to my YouTube channel right now. I have a video. So I've actually done this exact build on Paladin. So Paladin in this build is level 100. But it's pretty much the same node setup, slightly different skills. So here. That is for you, Steve. Let's get back to the content. Looks good. I was trying to make a Forge Strike build on LE Tools, so I was just curious how I was doing it. Yeah, Forge Strike right now is kind of useless. It's not useless, but it's there for the sake of I wanted something that was specific to the Forge Guard to try and make this feel like a Forge Guard build. So far, this has felt better on Paladin, but We shall see, because Paladin was level 100. So when I'm level 100 on Forge Guard, maybe I won't be saying the same thing. How's it going? Hey, what up, Trox? How you doing, man? We're doing pretty good today, buddy. I found a good legendary axe early level. It has super good abilities. When do you usually switch to a more powerful yellow weapon? It depends on what you need there. Even if it's a low level, those unique axes can last you a long time. You know, especially if you can find some legendary potential on there, but it's going to depend on what your build needs, Spook Rosa. Give me the armor node. Yeah, there we go. 23% increased armor. Obviously, we're going to do this one again. Not now. We're going to do it again when it's empowered because we want that better armor node. All right, let's get Elder Gaspar done with. Yeah, Spook Rosa, like, I've literally used a unique weapon for dozens of levels. Main thing that swaps it out is if I find, you know, obviously if I find a, like a really good yellow weapon that I need that suits my build, maybe. Maybe an exalted item, but the main thing that would get me to swap off of an exalted item, a unique item, is maybe finding the same unique item with legendary potential and then combining it with an exalted item. That would be the main reason why I stopped using it. That, or I have a different unique item that I want to use that required a higher level. Oh yeah, for sure. It can be, but some of these unique items are just a low level regardless, and you don't have to. Here, let me show you something. Now, this isn't a weapon, but I feel like it shows my point. All right, so look at this. This is Bleeding Heart. This is a very in-game viable amulet, and it only requires level 4. You will see this amulet pop up on in-game builds of characters who are level 100 pushing 400, 500, 600 corruption, maybe even more. Now, at that point, they're probably using a Bleeding Heart with like a ton of legendary potential on there, and they've combined it with an amulet. This game is too big brain for you. Don't worry about it. So you can't say this about every unique item, but this unique item, even though it's only level 4, can pop up on a ton of builds. So when you ask me, hey, how long should I use this unique weapon for? Dude, like, as a low level, it might still be in-game viable, depending on what it is and how it works with your build. So I guess my answer is kind of a non-answer. It depends. So you're using Harthanon's Vow. I'm pretty sure... Hearth. Let's just look at Hearth. So you're talking about Harthanon's Vow, right? I don't know like how in-game viable Harthanon's Vow is, but I know that it's a popular one. One reason why is it's pretty easy to get Harthanon's Vow with a lot of legendary potential on there. I'm pretty sure I found a +3 Harthanon's Vow. Let's see if I can find it. That's a +2. Yeah, here we go. I got a +3 Harthanon's Vow. Your build would be 90% less damage without Gambler's Fallacy. And Gambler's Fallacy is an amulet that you find in the campaign early on. This is why Harthanon's Vow, like on paper, it looks like low-level quest reward. Yeah, I remember. It's the ledger, right? It depends on who you turn the ledger in for. So if we take a look at this Harthanon's Vow, it's got 3 LP, which means I can combine this with a 2-handed axe and put some pretty Gucci modifiers on here, and then still get the benefits of Harthanon's Vow. You might end up using this axe, maybe a better version of that axe, way up into the 80s and 90s. I don't know. It's going to depend on your build for sure. But yeah, you're probably going to be using that axe for a while, man. Harthanon's Vow, it's pretty good. I'm not going to say it's the best unique item in the game, but I think it's popular because you can get so much LP on there. Haha, good to know, because it looks absolutely badass. Yeah, for sure. And Spookrosa, you might have already seen it, but I do have a video on my YouTube if you're curious what I mean by legendary potential and what do you mean you can combine it with an item. It's about 8 minutes long. I even had somebody comment on it like yesterday. Legendary potential is the secret ingredient that makes Last Epoch so awesome. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I had somebody comment on my legendary potential guide that they were almost level 70 in the game and had no idea. They had no idea what it meant. And that's not bagging on them. They were taking these exalted items and they were breaking them down. They were shattering them for affixes. And they were like, wait, I could have saved those and then potentially combined it with a unique item to make that unique item even better. I'm like, yeah, perhaps. Hey, what up, PJ? How you doing? Over on YouTube? Well, my time of freedom is at an end. Gonna lurk while I'm getting people to bed and stuff. Catch you later, Air Dragon. Are they doing account wipes when the game goes out of early access? And the answer to that question will be right after this commercial break. No, I'm kidding, PJ. No. There's going to be no account wipes. So what's going to happen is you're going to have all current accounts are going to go into what's called the legacy realm or the eternal realm if you've played Diablo. And then they're going to have the cycle realm or the seasonal realm, again, if you've played Diablo. And that will be for, you know, brand new, like you're playing in a season, you're playing in a cycle. But if you've already been playing a character and you really like that character and you don't want to have to start all over again, good news, you don't have to. Now, you might ask the question, but I want to play with the new stuff coming to the game. I want to play with the Falconer. I want to play with the Warlock, and I want to take part in trading with the trade factions and the Circle of Fortune. Well, good news. All of that is also coming to the Legacy realm. You don't have to create a brand new character in the Cycle realm to take advantage of that right now. Well, at that time, when the game comes out, you can't access it right now. That's going to hit the Legacy realm on release. This is why LE is so good. Spook Rosa, the last Epoch evangelist, man. But yeah, Spook Rosa. This is one of the many reasons why Last Epoch is good. So, from what the devs have said in various interviews, all updates coming to the Cycle realm will also come to the Legacy realm. But after about the 4th or 5th cycle, they're going to start releasing cycles with like their own little mechanic. And those updates will not be coming to the Legacy realm. As of this time, you know, things can change in the future, that sort of thing. Minds get changed. It sounds like what they're trying to do is they're trying to flesh out their base game as well as their cycle material. So they're just bringing updates to both. I was just trying to figure out why I'm not just buying and playing the game right now. I don't know. I'm curious if it's a 3-month rotation from what I understand. But yeah, if you bought Last Epoch today, and you might be thinking, well, I got to restart everything in less than a month. I got to restart everything in like 20 days. So what is that, 2.5 weeks? You don't have to worry. Or about 3 weeks. You don't have to worry about that. When the game officially launches, you can just boot up your old character. You get access to all this new content, and you can keep playing with all your same stash tabs and everything. You will be good to go. Okay. So would you recommend the basic version or the deluxe or ultimate? Well, the deluxe and ultimate, you're not going to be lacking any game features. It's just going to be cosmetics. So if you're just trying out the game, I'd say get the base edition. Just pay the $35. And I'll let you in on a secret. That's, well, of course, not going to lie, I've been debating on buying this for the past 3 days. So I have only purchased the base edition of the game. But here's the thing. When I bought the game, that was the only edition available. You can upgrade to the other edition, and I could show you how in-game. If you decide you want the cosmetics that come with the deluxe and or ultimate edition, because I believe the ultimate edition has its own set of cosmetics as well as the cosmetics that come from the deluxe edition. Steam has upgrade versions now. Yeah. So, and you can also do that in game. I'm waiting until Friday because that's when I get paid. But I'll show you. So if you're in the game, Spook Rosa, this newbie Epoch player guy on stream. What up, Expels? Spook Rosa, did you know you can control the minions? If you're playing on mouse and keyboard, press A, and they will go to that location. I got the base first, and then 2 days later, they launched the upgrades. Yeah, so I got the game back in September, so back then, there was only one edition of the game, and that was the current edition. So what we got right here, so you press U on your keyboard in-game. This is assuming you've already bought the game. From what you've told me, Derpin, you're thinking about buying it. You're not sure which one to get. You press U if you've already bought the base edition of the game. You're in game and you go to pre-order editions. You can get the deluxe edition or the ultimate edition, and the price is adjusted. So the ultimate edition $60 or $65 or somewhere around there. I can get that for a $30 upcharge in game, but I don't have to fully buy the ultimate edition. So I can even, if I wanted to, I can click on this. Brings up a video. That was really loud. I am so sorry, folks. I did not expect it to be that loud. Apologies in advance. But yeah, I can click on this. It pulls up a YouTube video. I thought it would be in the game itself, and it was loud. And I could see everything that they got there. So yeah, if you're curious, maybe pick up the game, play it for an hour. If you're not feeling it, use that Steam refund possibility for you. Great. Now I have to spend my game money on a doctor. Oh, I'm so sorry, PJ. Yeah, there's no win-win. Yeah, Derpin, if you've ever played Path of Exile, you know one of the main things they tell you. You get to the end game, you're now in the game. Maybe open up that wallet and buy some stash tabs. I'm not knocking that practice, but in this game, stash tabs only cost in-game currency. And you can have, I thought it was unlimited, so this is a correction to what I've said in the past. I have been told, I have not seen for myself, that you can have up to a maximum of 200 stash tabs. And they cost in-game gold. Yeah, and in D4, especially if you play D4, guess what? You got like, what, 5, 6 stash tabs, maybe? You can have up to 200, and you can categorize them, you can sort them, you can type right here, I'm looking for amulets. Like, let's say you're like me and you're not very well organized, and you try to be organized, but you end up just creating a new category and just shoving all your random stuff in there going, I'll go through it later. Yeah, you're full candy corn. Yeah, so you press this button right here. I'm going to type in amulet, right? Yeah, the stash tab customization is pretty nice. So I type in amulet. Half my stash tabs disappeared on this tab. Why? Because none of them have amulets in there. Everything else gets grayed out except for amulets. Now, if I want to be more specific, I could probably type in the name of the amulet I'm looking for. So Epoch points are just used for cosmetics purchases. That is correct, PJ. As of this time, and I have no reason to doubt them, the developers have said that there will only be cosmetics in Last Epoch. No pay to win, no pay for convenience mechanics. So the only thing the Last Epoch, the Epoch points will be for are buying stuff from this general customization thing. You see, I got 50 points right now. I can buy this rune gate. You know what? Let's buy it. I'm going to buy it now. I'm going to equip it now. So I bought that rune gate. I'm going to equip it. If you look, instead of my old teleportation gate, I now have this gate as my town portal cosmetics. Maybe I should have gone with something else, because I kind of like that Lich Gate. It's pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe the Rune Gate will grow on me. And the fact it's a small DLW, I was hesitant, but gameplay looks solid. Not too sure on classes, but down to theory craft and test. There is a ton of theory crafting in this game, Derpin. I feel like everything that you've heard about the game, you probably already know, because I have a video saying, should you buy Last Epoch? And in that video, it's actually a clip from my live stream where I was talking to somebody who is primarily, they were a Diablo 4 player, and they knew almost nothing about the game. And they're like, should I buy Diablo 4? And I showed them, like, just surface level, this is what you can expect. And it was, you know, stash tabs. You have 5 classes. Hold up. Yeah, so you have 5 classes, but each class has a subclass. In this game, they're called masteries, and you can only pick one when you can master into it, but you can dip into the other tree. So let me show you real quick. I am playing as a Sentinel, right, Derpin? This is me. I am a Sentinel. I have done Sentinel things. Then you get to a point in the campaign. It depends on how fast you're playing through, but I say an hour to 2 hours. If you already know what you're doing, then you're good to go. I can then master into either Paladin, Void Knight, or Forge Guard. I've already done a level 100 Paladin and a level 100 Void Knight, so I'm trying out the Forge Guard. The build I'm using for the Forge Guard is a build I developed on Paladin. As you can see, I've put most of my points into Forge Guard, so but even if you've selected a mastery, in this case Forge Guard, you can still dip into the other trees to try and, you know, add and create a little bit of something. You can even use some of their abilities, but you don't get access to all of them. So you can really sort of mix and match within your own. So I can't be a Sentinel who then dips into Necromancer. This isn't Grim Dawn. I'm not going to be able to do that. But as a Sentinel, I can dip into Paladin and Void Knight with respect, roughly. So there is a lot of theory crafting, and you might have already seen this, but each skill that you've chosen to master or specialize in has its own skill tree. So for this build, I'm using Void Cleave as my primary damage thing. I'm still deciding on whether or not I want to keep Forge Strike, but I'm using Multi-Strike to hit enemies. As I hit enemies, it makes Void Cleave stronger on my next cast. Then I cast Void Cleave, it gets a bunch of bonus damage, and then I gotta hit enemies again with Multi-Strike. That's just one of the many combinations, and you can just spend hours looking over the passives, looking over all of these passive trees, going, oh, if I take that, 1 point here. Can you only go to the chain on the non-master? Can you? Yeah. Let me show you. So you can dip into these. If I wasn't very clear, Derpin, you can dip into these passive trees, but once you get to the chain, you can't go any further. This is considered Paladin specific. This is considered Void Knight specific. So I can't take any points after this. This is, there's got to be some uniqueness to the class. It wouldn't make sense if, hi, I'm a Forge Guard. All the points I've taken in my Forge Guard character have been in the Void Knight tree. Yeah, right here. You see that? They want to have a little bit of identity, but they don't want to just completely shut you off from Void Knight and Paladin. On the Sentinel, it's really easy because it's really easy when I think about it this way. When it comes to these other trees, Sentinels in particular have resistance buffs that you can pick up very early on, like right here and right here, to help kind of flesh out your character. And then you can learn about resistances and all that. And if you have any questions, I'm always here to help you, man. Well, whenever I'm online. I mean, I'm not going to give you my phone number and then at 3 a.m. in the morning I'm kidding. I get a text, hey, this is me, Derpin. So I had a question about it. That's sealed off to you, but if I'm live or, you want to get on my Twitter or something, slide into my DMs, there you go. I might be able to help you there. I do have a Discord. Unfortunately, my workplace, I work for the military, they block Discord. So, yeah, 3 a.m. phone rings. So, I'm just never on Discord, and as a result, I'm not very Discord versed. I do not like this. I mean, it's not bad, but when you compare it to the fact I had this, there's just this statue just comes up out of the ground. So I've never gotten very Discord versed. I do have a Discord. I want to try and spend some time on it, make sure there's some proper moderation in there before I open it up to other people, because I don't want malicious. Let's leave it at that. So hopefully, I'm taking some time off for launch, but I'm also taking off a few days before launch. I'm hoping to have that Discord ready to go. It's overrated. Yeah, I'm just never on Discord that much. Just since my workplace blocks the Discord messages, I don't even think about Discord. Yeah, I think probably the best way to get my opinion on something is to show up when I'm live. I always read chat. I always try and interact with you guys. And we shall see. We shall see what the future holds. The last chat over on YouTube is still PJ's comment. 3 a.m. phone rings. It's just so open-ended, like, so what happens? What's going on? What's this? Knowledge of an erased mage. Alright, we will take it. Hi, what does the W ability do for this specific build? Hey, what up, Anderson Schultz? How are you doing over on YouTube? W is Drunk calls at 3 a.m. talking about the spectrum of the universe. I actually had something like that happen to me, Derpin. I'll explain in a moment. I want to answer Anderson's question. Okay, so Anderson, this is an ability called Volatile Reversal. It's specific only to the Sentinel class, and you get that by either being a Void Knight or just being a Sentinel and putting 5 points into Void Knight, and you get Volatile Reversal. What Volatile Reversal does is it snaps you back in time 2 seconds to wherever you were standing. So let me show you this. I'm running, snap back. There you go. And when I do that, there's a few things. Base, like you've put no points into it, you get all of your mana back from where you were you get all of your mana back from where you were at 2 seconds ago, as well as your cooldown recovery 2 seconds ago. You also have you can also spec into it to make it last for 4 seconds. It can get really confusing when you're doing that. You're snapping back in time 4 seconds. It can really mess with you. I've accidentally killed myself because I'm like, oh, let me run out the way of this big boss attack. All right, let me press this button and go back. And I go right back into the attack and I kill myself. It takes time to get used to it. I just stay on snapping back in time 2 seconds. The points I have taken is incipient Void Rift. I create a Void Rift. And then I take Harbinger of Dust. When enemies are hit by Void Rifts, they take increased damage for 4 seconds. So every time I do that, wherever I was standing and wherever I go, the enemies that get hit by that little Void Rift, that little purple aura that you see kind of expanding out of my feet, they're going to take an extra 30% damage. I also got it set up to where I no longer get the mana back, but I get 300% cooldown recovery. I also get additional cooldown recovery of 50%, but I lose some of my health regen while it's on cooldown. I've taken this node. I get 60% cooldown recovery, but it no longer restores health. This allows me to recover some of that cooldown as I'm killing enemies. For the 2 seconds that I've used Volatile Reversal, I get global attack speed and movement speed. That is Volatile Reversal. I should make a video about Volatile Reversal. You're not the only person who's asked me about that, so I hope that helps, Anderson. It's pretty common on most builds, on most Sentinel builds. Especially if you're not used to it, it looks like you're lagging, like you're rubber banding, but you're not. Hey, so Derpin, that funny story I was talking about. On Saturday, I drive for Uber on the weekends, right? Awesome. Thanks for the detailed explanation. You got it, Anderson. Anytime you got a question, I will do my best to answer it for you if it pertains to last Epoch. So, Derpin, I'm driving for Uber on Saturday. It's not 3 a.m., but it's like midnight, right? I pull up to this bar in downtown Monterey, right? And I'm waiting to pick up this guy. It's a big ticket. This guy ordered a reserved ride, right? So I'm going to drive this guy for 4 minutes and get paid $30 because he reserved a ride. I'm waiting. The time comes up and goes by. He still hasn't come out. So I give him a call because you can call him through the app, right? And I get a hold of him and I'm like, hey, is this Kevin? I don't know what his last name is, so I don't mind saying his first name because who's going to try and locate a random ass Kevin out there somewhere? So I'm like, is this Kevin? He's like, the dude is so drunk. He's like, yeah, this is Kevin. I'm like, hey, Kevin, I'm your Uber driver. Are you going to be out soon out of the bar? He's like, I'm already home. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, oh, I feel so, he's drunk. I'm not going to try and mimic his speech, but he's like, I feel so terrible. How can I make it up to you? And I'm like, I'll just cancel the ride. You know, I'll get a little kickback and then we can keep going. He's like, okay. And then he starts breaking into this, into like questions of the universe and how my day is going and how his life is going. And I talked to this guy for 10 minutes and I told him 3 times I had to get going, and finally I felt bad, but I just went, I hung up the phone. So when you mentioned drunk calls at 3 a.m. talking about Spectrum of the Universe, I'm like, yeah, I kind of had something like that on Saturday. Starts asking you about Legendary. Wait, you're that guy who plays Last Epoch, right? What's legendary potential in Last Epoch? That's right, Rosa. That is absolutely right. I've actually been, as I'm driving for Uber, I've been telling people, they're like, you know, it's the common Uber question. Oh, so what do? You know, I'm like, oh, well, you know, I'm a cook for the military, and I'm also a content creator. I stream on Twitch and YouTube, and I swear, like, these people are like, wait, you got a Twitch? You stream? What's your handle? And I'll be like, it's Babbling Bike. And then they'll just go and follow me. They're like, all right, man, maybe I'll see you sometime. So if I drove you and you're here in the chat, it has happened before, you know. You don't have to say anything, or you can say, yeah, I was one of those guys. Roughly, what level do you start doing monos? Well, PJ, that's gonna classic word depend. I would say somewhere around, assuming you've just played through the campaign, probably somewhere around level 50 something. You can take shortcuts in the campaign and get through it. On this character, I think I was like level 40 something when I started doing monoliths. The first monolith you're gonna start doing, the enemies start off at level 58. So and that was like what, a couple days ago. I stream about 3.5 hours a night. I think the first time I did it, I was around level 55, 60, somewhere around there, but that's because I played through the entire campaign. And I would say in this game, like, you might hear that, you level up really quick in this game. Like, so when did I start streaming? So, okay, so I was level 17 because I had started this character offline. I was level 17 when I started streaming this character on Sunday. It's now Wednesday, and we're probably going to hit level 80 something tonight. It's when you get into the level 90s, you get so strong. You get so strong in this game so fast. Well, especially if this is like an alternate character and you already got gear. I mean, there's no way I'm going to be this like on release. There's no way I'm going to be this strong of a character with a brand new, like, no gear in my stash tabs. This is my first character. I'm gonna have the idols. I might have some erased items. I'm not gonna have 24 strength and 15 health on a Titan heart. I might have a Bardiche at this point, but yeah, you do get reasonably strong. And that's okay, because Last Epoch's difficulty is endless. It just depends on how far you want to push it. You have the arena, which the difficulty in the arena is endless. It's not like, well, as far as I'm aware of, it's endless. It's not like Greater Risk from Diablo 3, where we all thought it was endless, but it actually was 150. I've seen people on the leaderboards who have cleared, let's look at that. Yeah, they've cleared over 2,000 waves. And the enemies just keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger. It gets really kind of ridiculous at those levels. Also, it's a bit of a time factor. You got one run to do that, and it could take a while. Let me check some. Okay. Let's keep pushing. So we got this timeline, and then the next timeline, and then we're in Empowered Monoliths. So we will hit Empowered Monoliths tonight. I don't know how much we're going to do, but we will be in what many would call the true endgame. Because you get to Monoliths, and maybe you guys don't know this, you get to Monoliths, but they're like a tutorial to Monoliths. You get to Monoliths and you play through the timelines, and after you've completed the last 3, the level 90 ones, then you unlock Empowered Monoliths. And what happens in Empowered is all enemies become level 100, and the corruption is set at a base of 100. And then that's where the difficulty becomes essentially endless. You can just keep pushing that corruption as far as you want. I saw one guy, I think he had pushed the corruption past 4,000. It was something bonkers. His build was very good. He was not playing Sentinel. He was playing something else. I don't know what the highest corruption of Sentinel is pushed, but I doubt it's 4,000. It's probably in the thousands. Which faction are you going to do on launch? Circle of Fortune. Yeah, and the reason why is Circle of Fortune is actually getting some new content, so to speak, in the form of prophecies. But they're also going to be getting, they also get better item drops, and you're still playing the game kind of like the same way we're playing now. And prophecies, they look like bounties, whatever you want to call them, that sort of thing. It looks fun. So yeah, I'm playing Circle of Fortune. You're going to lurk? All right. Catch you later, Rosa. Thanks for stopping by. Keep this on my TV while I do laundry. I got you. I appreciate it, man. How far away is this? Oh, there it is. Let's roll out. Daggers. I don't really mess with daggers too much. Why is somebody just tagging keys in the chat? Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay, that guy died pretty quick. Yeah, so definitely running Paladin, and I'm probably going to run this multi-strike Void Cleave build. Because when I came up with it, I was playing, I already had a level 100 Paladin. And I borrowed heavily from my Void Cleave Racing Strike build that I cobbled together on Void Knight, and I had leveled up with that one. And so when I did the multi-strike Void Cleave on Paladin, already level 100, already had gear. So this Forge Guard was a chance for me to kind of see what Forge Guard's all about, but also kind of try out this build. And I think this is a viable build to use on launch, and I think I will be. I know some people are going to be going hammered ins. I mean, that's probably going to be eventually the end game build that most Sentinels will find themselves playing, because you get the range. Sentinels don't really do a lot of ward, so the more they can keep away from enemies, but that's like, you know, hundreds of corruption. Also, I think people are curious to see what kind of support builds they can come up with Paladin now that Lay on Hands, or what was it, Healing Hands? I think that's the name of it. I think they're curious what that ability will look like now that it has its own skill tree. We gotta kill this guy. I just thought that was like a little weak enemy right there. Let's check something real quick. Abacus Rod. I have one of these with legendary potential, and it's a +5 to Room Bolt. So I'm not going to take it. No, Bike, I will not watch your hot tub streams. Wait, what? How did we get to hot tub streams? We were sitting here playing last Epoch, and now all of a sudden you're like, no, Bike, I will not be watching your hot tub streams. Oh, Lord, I would not watch my hot tub. Don't you dare try to trick me. Oh, Lord. I would not want to watch myself in a hot tub stream. That's just that's a no. I can't figure out why I want to what you want to play. Hey man, play what makes you happy. Play last Epoch. You already know it. Dead Space crashes on me, and I don't feel like doing the workaround for it. Ouch. Hey, just fire up a just chatting stream. Go for it, man. $40,000 crit. Let's go. Yeah, there you go. That's what you can do. Wait, why don't you just stream BDO? You know, Black Desert Online. You seem to like that game a lot. Is that just not a streaming game for you? It is, but oh, this better be a good butt. This better be like, you know, Kim Kardashian sitting on my face butt. What? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And the butt is my wife right there. You did what? Bam, bam. Most video content is just killing the same thing in a circle nonstop. I take it you don't find this very kind of you don't find this kind of content uplifting. And for BDO, I don't think I'm high enough into the game for people to actually come by much. Not very exciting. Hey, I get it. I get it. I think you just gotta find your niche spells. Figure out, like, you know, what kind of audience people would that you might garner, you know? I mean, you're a dad. I think. I'm pretty sure I've heard you say, you know, you got kids, or at least you're a stepfather, so, you know, maybe you can appeal to other dads. Maybe you can appeal to other dads who don't have a lot of time and they want to get the most out of BDO. I mean, honestly, they're probably not playing PDO. You got 3. So, you can start with that. Like, hey, I love BDO. I'm a father. I don't have a lot of time. This is what I do in the game to get, you know, enjoyment out of it. Now, I think most of my viewership is not 20-year-olds. I think most of my viewership are people around my age, maybe a little bit older, and they probably have kids and families of their own. I only stream, you know, a few hours a night. Now, obviously, when this game comes out, I'm taking 2 weeks off for it, so I'll be streaming a lot more. It's just the game content itself right now. Okay, I got you. I got you. You know more. You know way more about the game than I do. All I knew about Black Desert Online was it's a game. It's a game that exists. I didn't know it was third person. I didn't know you can cast spells until you showed me. Delicious. Rune of Ascendance, let's go. Be sure to use your Rune of Ascendance, folks, because like one time I used it and I got a Herald of the Scurry. It's kind of a rare item, so you never know what you might find. Reef just started up his stream. There you go. What's he playing? What's good old Reefer Sage playing these days? Friend of the channel, Reefer Sage. Is he playing Raven Dawn again? Or Raven Down? I think it's Raven Dawn. Here, let me go. What's Reefer playing these days? Just chatting. There you go, man. It's a sign. Happy Place and him apparently are doing a co-stream. Okay. All right. That's dope. Okay. We can start the quest chain. Well, I mean, we could have started it, but I like to get the stability up to a point where I can just do the whole quest chain. Let's take that. Now we can take this node, and we can take Rena Shields if we want. That's cool. Honestly, I'm gonna have to take a look at Rena Shields. Can I use it without having a shield? That is the question. Because I wouldn't mind a good defensive ability with this build. Man, there's enemies everywhere. Everywhere, I say. Get out of here! Run! The world is falling apart! Okay, let's keep going. I think it's going to be the next timeline. It's got my favorite NPC interaction. I'll highlight it when we come to it for you guys. It's absolute laughs. Absolute laughs, for sure. I'll check on the old man. What's happening? Oh, Lord! What's going on here? You know what? There's this big thing attacking me. What are the other NPCs doing? Look, they're just sitting there. Thanks for the help, guys. The Void-Scarred Archive. Ooh. Oh. Dead end! No! Fight through all the enemies! Catch you later. All right, here we go. Elder Gaspar. Oh, this is so annoying. Whew. Are we going to be able to beat this guy? Okay, well, I got all 3 potions again. There we go. We were able to get the stun. And that finishes them off. Glove shards, body armor shards, shield shards. Sure, we'll take the body armor shards. I mean, I would prefer the class specific shards. All right, here we go. Last timeline, and then we're in empowered. So let's go. Gotta check something real quick. All right. Get out of this. Alright, grab this. Grab that. Get right back to it. Yeah, when was that? Okay, so I got a question for you guys. If anybody feels comfortable, type in chat. What do you think, and this is if you've played Last Epoch and maybe you have some experience with the Sentinel, what do you think the best Sentinel skill is? It can be class specific. It doesn't have to be, it can even be Forge Strike. Only Forge Guard can use it. It's still a Sentinel skill, but what do you think the best skill is? And maybe an explanation. Sentinel or Necro Chick? Yeah. I got you. Just, you know, because I might even just do a full-on stream about this. I've played a ton of Sentinel, so what do you think the best Sentinel skill is? And this is your personal opinion, so you can't be wrong with that. I understand if you haven't played the game before, then maybe you don't really have any idea. Okay, so let's pivot off of that. So Durpin, I know you've been interested in playing Last Epoch. What class interests you the most? I guess that question can go out to anybody. Like, what's your favorite class, or what interests you? Like, if you haven't played before, like what is the most interesting aspect of the particular classes in the game? It could be a base class, mastery. Don't care. Well, I do care. That's why I'm asking. But what is interesting to you? You love all classes, Sentinel and the Primeless. Oh, okay. Okay. And then Dank Oil, you love all classes. Okay, that's perfectly reasonable. What gets me playing a game like this is experimenting and making new builds. Yeah, it's very easy to make new builds in the game. Or experimenting for yourself. Welcome back to the channel, Dank Honey Oil. So Sentinel and the Primeless. All right. Now, Derpin, you don't have to give an explanation. You've answered the question, but do you care to expand that? Like, what about that interested you in the game? Sentinel for the fact of the Forge Guard, Forge Mass, and Paladin seems unique but similar to other games. Primalist for the thought of doing full pet mod with beasts. Yeah, and you can absolutely do that. You can have a whole horde of beasts with you that actually feel like they're doing something. Okay. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for taking the time to answer my question, Derpin. Yeah, I'd say what got me into last Epoch was they had a Paladin because I played D4 and there was no Paladin or Crusader or anything like that. So I was a little disappointed there, but also I was interested in the arena. Forge Master spawns weapons, I believe, while fighting. Not sure, but that's what it looks like. So far, I've made a Fire Sorcerer and a Poison-focused Lich. I like the Lich best so far. Yeah, I got you, Dank Honey Oil. You don't want to just say, this is my favorite and it will be my favorite for all time. Yeah, true. Preach. Where's the Satyr in D4? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Where's the Crusader? Judgment and Rife. Judgment and Rife. Nice. Those some good idols. Yeah, so the Forge Guard, Derpin, can spawn weapons. He can also summon a suit of armor to come fight with him, called Manifest Armor. We had it on Immortal. We had a phone. Now give it back. Yeah, I know, right? Give it back. That's right, Derpin. Yeah, we had it on the phone. Give it back to us on the game. So right now, Healing Hand, if I click on it, like if I click on any other skill, it pulls up a tree. Healing Hand doesn't have a skill tree. It will have a skill tree on release. So I'm looking forward to that. This might be the sneaky thing that gets added into a lot of Paladin builds, is this Healing Hand. Since it doesn't have a skill tree, almost nobody uses it, but I mean, heal all allies in a targeted area? Bro, you might actually see 0 DPS support Paladins out there. I think that's cool. Yeah, so Forge Master, he can summon weapons that fight alongside of him with Forge Strike. Only the Forge Master can get Forge Strike. This is their keystone ability. But you can also take an ability like Rive. Rive is like, you know, a basic attack type ability, and you can spec it to where it can summon forged weapons on kills with it. So you can have these swords fighting alongside you, and then also you can summon this suit of armor that can come and fight alongside you as well. So yeah, I'm not doing that right now. Maybe I'm missing out on some very specific Forge Guard gameplay, but I think this is alright so far. What about this Ring of Shields? Manifest arena shields around you. Each shield has 75 base health and lasts up to 10 seconds. Shields draw enemy aggression and block projectiles. So this is a minion. Summon additional shields. When shields heal allies, they also increase their armor while using Warpath. Cast on target, shields do not follow you. Rotation, additional shields. So they can do damage. I would be slow retaliation chance. Shields push enemies away. Martyr shields. I would want shields that like so they last longer. Damage reflected. I would want shields that like increase my armor, right? Okay, so those increase armor. Fire aura. I don't want it to be very defensive. If I'm summoning shields, I'm not thinking, oh, let's do damage with these guys. Let's have the shields buff me and keep me alive longer. All right, so Dank Honey Oil, what do you think your next class will be on Last Epoch? Are you gonna save that for like when the Falconer and the Warlock come out? And I agree, Durpin. We need the freaking Crusader back. I honestly thought they might give it back with this new expansion in Diablo, but apparently that's gonna be what, the Spiritborn. And there's some people saying they're glad it's a new class being added to Diablo. That's all cool. I still want my Crusader / Paladin back. Just want D3 Condemned Satyr. I'll be happy. They kind of have an ability like that, and well, I'm sure I'll make at least 10 more new builds before February 21st. Okay, I'm looking forward to hearing what you come up with, Dank Honey Oil. Not sure what's next. Probably something melee based, though. I haven't done one yet. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so there's a skill in the game for paladins called Judgment, and it summons it puts a circle on the ground that does like fire damage, and I think you can even spec it to like suck enemies in and stuff like that. I don't know if it's a straight 1-to-1 of what we had available to us in Diablo 3, but it's similar. Kind of addicted to this build I'm doing on the Lich at the moment. Hey, for sure, man. Sometimes it's just good to rock one build for a while, because then you end up amassing all this loot that you can use to do other builds. I played Hammered In for like close to 200 hours. Well, maybe not quite that much, maybe like 120 hours. I played a ton of Hammered In, and you know what happened? I ended up getting all sorts of loot that I went and made a Necromancer, I went and made a Void Knight, I went and made all these different classes because I had amassed all this actually pretty decent gear playing on my Hammered In. So I think it's a good idea just to play your Lich for a while, push the corruption, get, you know, pretty deep into the end game and see what you get. Because after all of that, I ended up, I think I ended up pushing the furthest with my with my Void Knight, with gear I had found on Hammerdam. Well, not all of it. I found a decent amount on, playing the Void Knight itself. Using Aura of Decay and Soul Feast to apply lots of poison stacks. I use Lich Form and stay in Lich for an entire mono run, heal from Aura and heal from my 2 mini tank golems. I sustain that. I also have Poison Leech from Rotmine. Other than that, I throw in Wandering Spirits for a bunch of additional damage on bosses. Hey, that sounds pretty dope, man. That sounds really dope. So, what level is this Lich right now? Are you in Empowered? Level 85 just unlocked Empowered. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, let's sort that. Oh yeah, I was gonna break that down. So how's it in Empowered for you, Dank Honey Oil? I don't want to just call you Honey. Because it'd be like, wait, what? Who's he talking to? Yeah, so Dank. How's Empowered for you? Because I know there's some people out there who, with their builds, they're like just flying through the content. Then they get to Empowered, and then it's like they hit a wall. I think Merkware. You guys remember Merkware? Well, you guys know of Merkware? Remember? I'm acting like he's not around anymore. I was talking to him yesterday. Haven't ran into one yet. Finishing up the other monos, like the level 62 path for the blessings. I got you. Well, so I mentioned Merkware because he was playing a Spellblade and he got to Empowered Monoliths and his Spellblade hit a wall. He was doing like freaking just bonkers damage. Then he got into Empowereds and he was just having a hard time. He had to rethink everything. And that will do well in Empowereds though because it's much stronger than my mage and my mage did fine. Okay, very fair. Thing about this build is the higher health enemies have the stronger I get, both in damage and sustain. I got you. Yeah, the build I'm running is kind of the same thing. It's actually, it gets stronger the higher health they are because I can apply, they live long enough for me to apply more stacks of bleed. Yep, exactly, but with poison free. Oh, okay, I got you. So same thing, except for you, it's applying poison stacks. Scratch my nose. All right. So if you're over on Twitch, you probably just saw the bot say, "Hey, I'm now partnered with Dubby." Yes, we got partnered with Dubby Energy. They are a small energy drink company, and they create, you know, those powdered energy drinks that are kind of popular right now, especially with gamers. So I tried it. I really liked it. I liked their formula. I reached out to them and we were able to secure a partnership. So that link in chat right now, if you click on it, it'll take you to their website. It should automatically put my code at checkout, but if not, it's code Babbling Bike, and it'll give you 10% off your purchase. They got samples, they got shakers, they got tubs of energy if you just want to dive straight into it. I highly recommend it. Now, you might be wondering, well, why am I not drinking it right now? I just got something with Weaver's Will. Can you help explain it? I'm lost. Yeah, I got you in a second, Brady. You might be wondering, why am I not drinking it right now? The reason why is I've been drinking it every day, and I've been actually having a slight little bit of trouble going to sleep. So tonight, I'm taking the breaks. I'm taking my foot off the gas on some Dubby. You know, I've been taking a couple sips. We'll see how it goes, but I do feel like it's very effective. I'm looking forward to my next really long stream. It'll probably be on a Saturday. We'll stream the bejesus out of this game. Probably be drinking some Dubby. So huge shout out to Dubby. Thank you for the partnership. Brady's got a question. I just got something with Weaver's Will. Can you help explain it? I'm lost. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, what up, Sniffy, over on Twitch? How you doing today? So Brady, Weaver's Will. I actually have 2 items right now that are Weaver's Will. And you might be wondering, well, where's the Weavers? It doesn't say Weaver's Will. Well, equip the item and just play the game with it. As you're playing the game with a Weaver's Will item, as you're killing enemies, you'll just start randomly unlocking affixes for your gear. In this case, I use a swaddling of the erased gloves. I ended up getting melee attack speed, critical strike avoidance, and hybrid health. You have no way to influence what you get. It's just a roll of the dice. So there's going to be a lot of times you equip Weaver's Will gear and just end up getting affixes that don't help you at all. But sometimes you get really good affixes along with whatever comes with the item. So equip it, run through, kill some enemies, and see what you get. Hope that helps, Brady. How you doing today, Sniffy? What are you up to these days, man? Will do, thanks. Yeah, absolutely, Brady. Glad I can help you, man. Honestly, that might be another good video topic. What is Weaver's Will? Doing good, nothing to report. Okay. Glad to hear you're doing good. You're in good spirits, good health. Well, maybe I'm inferring based off your statement. Glad to hear you're doing fine, sir. What you been playing lately? Just didn't empower with Lich to test. Still feels great, though I may need to eventually invest in survivability for the golems. I gotcha. You have to replay the whole story on a different character. You don't have to replay the whole one. Hey, what up, Richard Haney? How's it going, B? Over on YouTube. So, no, Sniffy Matt, you don't have to replay for the entire campaign, but you do have to start the campaign again, but you can take several skips in the form of dungeons. Also, most of the time when you're playing through the campaign, you're just trying to get your idle slots and your rewards. Honestly, you don't even have to do that. The moment you get to the end of time, you can just go straight into Monoliths. I do not recommend that. I say play enough of the campaign, doing the side quests to get your passive points and your idle slots, and then head on over to your Monoliths. One of the great things about this game is that there are a lot of uniques with no or low level requirements, so you can save those up for alts to zoom through the campaign. Absolutely. I'd say Bleeding Heart's one of the #1 amulets to use because they're easy to find with lots of LP on them, and they only require level 4. I think we're getting ready for a game restart. On my Lich, I had like 5 uniques right away, giving a ton of move speed and doing way more damage. It was great. Just cruise through the campaign. Yeah, for sure. Let's do a game restart just to clear the memory cache. Let's, what do we got? We got 1. Start put it there. How's multiplayer? Multiplayer in Last Epoch? I think it's pretty good. It can be pretty strong. You know, you're playing with other people. You can trade with each other if loot drops in your instance. And so it's a good way to like gear up your characters with other people. Be like, oh, this item just dropped for me. I think it's pretty cool. You probably get more use out of it than I will. Here, let me give it to you. Bam, traded. The server stability, they've been testing the servers. They've been stressing the servers recently just to try and get ready for launch. So I hope it's good to go. It's gotten better since I started playing. Like when I first started playing and I was playing with some other people, it was hit or miss. It depends where they live, how good their internet is, that sort of thing. But over time, it's gotten better. Playing with other people, for sure. I feel like the multiplayer's gotten better. Honestly, though, when I first started playing this game, I was strictly SSF. I strictly played solo. I didn't trade with anybody. I was, and I'm still largely like that. But these characters I've been doing lately have not been SSF. I took my characters that were in the solo challenge and I dropped them out, except for my necromancer, just because I've never had a need to drop her out. I think the most common criticism I hear from the multiplayer is when you're playing with other people, you also see like their spell effects on screen, and sometimes it can get a little busy. But other than that, I think it's fine, Sniffy. Now, I haven't played with any Rune Masters lately, so I don't know what it'd be like to see all the explosions on the screen and all that going off. $45K crit. Would you make a Rune Master? I hate to break it to you, Sniffy. I already did. Yeah, that was last week, bud. We created a Rune Master and we played him for 1 week. Made it to Empowered Monoliths, and he's good. Rune Master's really good. Probably one of the best classes in the game right now. And it just... I'll probably play him again before release. Yeah, I'll probably play him again before release. Just... I think for YouTube, apparently my live streams of Rune Master became really popular. Hey, catch you later, Night Dragon. You have yourself a good night. See you tomorrow if you're around. Sleep is calling. I got you, Air Dragon. Appreciate you stopping by, dropping a lurk and all that. You take care, bud. So, me in ranged builds in action RPGs, I just don't find super interesting. Now, there's a few exceptions to that. I liked Hammered In. I also liked the Crusader build. What was it? The Falling Sword Crusader build in Diablo 3. You fell down and then you just spammed a ton of hammers. It was really popular in Season 10 on Diablo 3. Actually, I got into the top 1,000 leaderboards that season. It was tough. Man, it was tough, man. A lot of people were playing Crusader that season. I don't think they had an overall leaderboard there. I think they had class-specific leaderboards, so yeah. So those were cool, but ultimately I like melee. And so I could have gone a lot harder on Rune Master. But I didn't. That's why I'm thinking I might go back and play him again before release. Maybe even next week. Who knows? Just to, see what I can do. I personally really like Sentinel and I really like melee builds. I wouldn't mind playing another Hammered In build, though, to be honest. I still got a lot of my Hammered In gear, so I can just convert my my Paladin back into a Hammered In and go from there. Because the gear's just there. It's all the abilities right now are not Hammered In. I might tweak it, mess with it, see what I can get. let's break this down. All right. What do we get? We got prism wraps. Yay. Oh, no, we want that. And what did we get? We got Shroud of Obscurity. Yay. Oh, okay. No. Honestly, I think it would be fun to just sit down and see like what kind of hammered in build I can come up with. Because the hammered in build I did Volka's Nova hammered in build. And that one was cool because it created like an entire Nova of just hammers all around you. I think you took Inra's technique, Mana Starved. What was it? It was this one. Hammers thrown in a Nova. Now thrown in a Nova with double the amount of additional hammers unless your hammer spiral. Hammer hits deal throwing physical damage. Okay. Hammer hits have a chance to deal double damage, but hammers no longer return. Probably take something like that. Like, what could we do with here? We can do Ricochet. I'm already thinking about this. So we take the attack speed, Guardian Zeal, Catapult, additional hammers. Hammer throw deals more damage and costs less mana. Weighted hammers. Okay. So instead of doing Nova, I could do... Okay. Alright. Using the old noodle. See what I come up with. Because I don't know if I'd want to do like a Nova hammered in again. I would want to... see what can we do. We're getting close. We're getting close. Get enough stability, do the quest timelines, and then we will be in Empowered. Looking forward to it. Let's go down here. Oh, I have to actually click on it. Let's click on that. Let's go over there. Let's check something real quick. Force Strike is just not the business anymore. Okay. Okay, so this added a 15% increased melee critical strike chance. Okay, so we're at a 44%. Which, I think we need to be around 60% for Void Cleave, the base critical strike chance while using Void Cleave. So what is critical vulnerability? Each stack of critical vulnerability adds additional 2% chance to crit, reduces critical strike avoidance by 10% and lasts 4 seconds, stacks up to 10 times. Okay. You know, honestly, I was just like, look, 150% increased chance to crit, take. Ship it. Okay. Take that +2. Oh. Okay, cool. Might be able to use that on our El Senor Rune Master. There we go. We're at enough stability. Okay, so I pretty sure it's this one. This has got the funniest NPC, to me at least. Maybe that just does not bode well for my humor, but this has got one of the funniest NPC interactions. Hey, what up, Marvel Man? How you doing today? Okay, let's kill all the enemies so I'm not getting, boinked trying to show you guys this. But it's this, right? We run up to this guy and look. My fruit stand! They're in ashes now! Is there no justice in the world? I'm like, homie, why are you here? Everything's dying and you're like, my fruit stand! Hey, Marvel Man with the 3-stream streak. Let's go. My fruits and get out of here. Is there no justice in the world? Dude, that makes me think of Viva La Dirt League. Oh, wait, is that with, what was it, Spader? Spade? Or is that, no, that's Joe Dirt, right? Yeah, that fruit stand line, man, it just gets me every time. Oh, it's a group of Australian nerds. Oh, okay. It's YouTube Shorts. Oh, okay. Well, honestly, that that might end up as a YouTube short. My fruit stand. There's skeletons running around everywhere. Ash is raining from the sky. Lava is spilling 20 feet from you. And what do? My fruit stand! I mean, look at this. Is this the time to be going to be worrying about your fruit stand? Oh, resist fire damage. Ouch. Like, we're not doing a lot of damage to this guy. So what you got going on today, Marvel Man? So I was just sitting down for the night. Oh, no problem, no problem. I was asking what you got going on, and I think that explains it. You're just sitting down for the night. Oh, whoops. So that puts us at 72% armor. Alright, so we just completed the level 90 monoliths. If you guys aren't aware, this is how you unlock Empowered. You walk out here to this little island and boom. There you go. Plays a little cutscene. You tag it and bam. All the timelines are unlocked and you can do Empowereds. That's how we do it. And there we go. So what am I going to start with? We got Resist All right there. We'll probably start with the Age of Winter. Wait, that also has... Oh, that ain't poison damage. I was like, wait, it also has attack speed? During combat, apply around 30 stacks of poison on yourself. Ouch. I mean, is that good or bad, Dank? Like, do you get like a power up, a buff from having poison, or is it just a side effect of your build? Order decay adds around 5 stacks to my current duration. That's just default. And to give Soul Feast a chance to apply poison, the passive makes it apply 3 stacks to you as well. So it's a byproduct, right? But Aura of Decay also makes me take less poison damage aside from resistances when active. Gotcha. So even though you're stacking a bunch of poison damage on yourself, you're taking less poison damage overall. Makes sense. Yeah, my regen and heal from Aura of Decay itself is plenty to overcome it. Okay. Once in combat, you're getting a ton of leech. Yeah, I got you. You're just healing a butt ton. Oh, shoot. So what's our armor at? Holy frick, our armor is super high. Oh, we had over 10,000 armor at one point. Let's go. My gear is still very unoptimized at the moment. I'm trying to get resist blessings so I can invest in another defensive layer. Getting very unlucky with blessings. Oh, I got you. Yeah. I've had that happen plenty of times. Okay, so we get like a frick ton of armor. So what's our armor normally at? 70. So we got a 70% damage reduction, but I've seen this thing get up to 10,000 and we have like a 76% damage reduction. It gets very insane. %30 chance to bleed on hit. Okay, that can be useful. +4 lightning damage with hammer throw. %78 increased armor. Whew. Oh Lord. So what's oh, our armor value actually went down when we equipped this. Oh yeah, because we don't have a lot of sources of flat armor. Yeah, this is actually technically better. Yeah, I feel like we're just still breezing through the content. With the build as it stands right now, if I made like no adjustments, we could probably be kissing 200 corruption. I think I do have to get a few things in order. I'm gonna have to swap out my gloves. I'm gonna have to get some endurance. I might be able to take care of some of that with the gloves. Or endurance or straight health. I mean, health is pretty vital, but especially if you're playing a melee build or any sort of build that's not utilizing ward, endurance is absolutely insane. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's insane, but I think it's very important to also have that, because just capping your resistances is not enough. You're going to want to try and get 100% critical strike avoidance. I'm at 83% critical strike avoidance. Your endurance, the cap for this is 60%. So if you can get around 60% endurance at the cap, that means when I fall to this number right here, my endurance threshold of 557, when I fall to that much health, my endurance kicks in, which would be a further 60% damage reduction if it's capped. Right now, it's only a 32% damage reduction. So you want to try and get as much value out of endurance as possible. That way you don't get one shot. Okay. Well, thank you for everybody who made it out today. I am going to be shutting things down here. So, Marvel Man, thank you for a 3-stream streak. Going for it again. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the subscribes. I really appreciate it. YouTube and Twitch, you guys are awesome. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start shutting it down. So, this is Babbling Bike. You guys take care. Have yourselves a good one. And cheers. Peace.